Welcome to the Killshot MMA podcast. I'm Sniper. That's Monk. Hope you had a good Labor Day week off of fights. That shit is over. We are back. Gilbert Burns, Sean Brady, UFC Vegas 97. That's our main event. Going to talk all things DraftKings, break down the fights, maybe throw out some bets, have a good time. First, though, do me a favor. Smash the like button. 1, because your boy's working sick. 2, both your boys. I mean, we got a weather delay in the Thursday night football game, but we're going to miss the first little bit of the first football game of the year. But we're here. We're dedicated. We want to make some DraftKings MMA money. My NFL lineups are locked in. We're ready to go. But, Monk, are you ready for this card? Not a bad one to come back to, honestly.
Yeah, it's not bad. We did lose a fight, unfortunately. I mean, the fight probably wasn't great, but for DFS, it could have been, a decent GPP fight. But, yeah, there's some fantastic fights here. Our first ever $9,900 fighter, so we'll get in to see what we're going to do with that. But yeah, there's some interesting fights here, some interesting dog names this week that we'll get into as well.
For those of you who do not know, the fight that was called off, Ryan Spann, Ovin St. Preux, get him out of your lineups. And that was a great GPP fight. I actually think Ryan Spann, as much as I hate him, was in a fantastic bounce back spot. And I'm wondering if recency bias was going to get some people. But
I was going to have way too much OSP.
See, we would have been that would have been a fun
one. I hate Ryan Spann.
Me too, and I still was going to play him. So we'll see if we get that one at some point. Though for now, if you didn't already, I'm going to ask one more time because maybe you're rusty. A little bit different layout here. I'm going to move over to fight odds. I think it's a little bit cleaner. We are going to work bottom down. We just touch on the main event. Co-main is Gilbert Burns and Sean Brady, Jessica Andrade, and Natalia Silva. There's a cough, guys. I'm going to try and mute myself shit the best I can this week, but apologies in advance. I don't want to see anything in the comments, and I'm doing my best. We already went from Tuesday.
Either that or it's me doing another solo pod where I'll probably forget to give a kill shot. So
I did the same thing. Someone said that. I went solo too, and I forgot the kill shot. Like, it's the name of the fucking podcast.
Yeah, right.
It's just because we're out of rhythm.
Yeah.
So, anyway, your canceled fights: Calvin Kattar, Kyle Nelson. Kyle Nelson still on the card. Schnell and Costa canceled. Schnell still on the card, and then McGee and I don't like watching Amin Zahabi fight, so
yeah,
I'm glad he's off the card. Something about him bothers me.
I like McGee though.
Yeah, that would have been fine. Would have been totally fine. But regardless, he gone. So we will start at the bottom with the newest fight on the card: Zigomanis Ramaska taking on Nathan Fletcher. This was actually rebooked from 2 weeks ago. This fight was two tough guys that canceled it. I forget why, honestly. But regardless, we're back here. We are booked. Your DraftKings salaries for this newest fight in the card: Fletcher's $8,300, Ramaska is $7,900. Let's pull up our odds here to make all this easy. I should probably just go with BetOnline's a fine sportsbook, right? They're not like 5 dimes.
No.
Yeah, they're pretty within 5 cents of the current DraftKings odds. So I'm just going to read off the top BetOnline. You can see some other sportsbooks on screen if you got a favorite. Right now, though, excuse me, Fletcher's minus 125, and the comeback on Ramaska is plus 105. Scroll down, we'll get our prop bets right here. Fight ends inside the distance, minus 285, meaning we should have a decent GPP fight to target. We are looking for a finish. For those of you who watch week in, week out, first of all, thank you. We know you'll know we usually go back and forth in terms of breakdown analysis. Because I am hurting, it's the last time I'm going to say it, I promise. Monk's going to start with the analysis pretty much for every fight. I'm going to pitch in some stuff where I can let you know where I'm leading for DraftKings. And hopefully, if Monk does a good job, I don't have to talk a lot this fucking week. So let's find out how this goes. Monk, what do you got?
Well, this is not a good one to start with. As you know, I'm a stat guy, but and I have no stats here. However, like you said, it's a minus 325 to finish inside the distance. It's a high variance, low level fight. I believe it was canceled because Ramaska had a health issue. So it was rebooked for 2 weeks from then, which is a couple days from now, as it were. And I believe the salaries are a bit more narrow. I think last time Fletcher was 84, he's now 83, and Ramaska was 78, he's now 79. So depending on who you're going for, you're either saving or spending an extra $100. I'm going to play it safe here. Again, stat guy with no stats. I'm just going to play about 20% of each for GPPs, and I'm likely not going to touch it a bunch for cash. I've made a couple.
I gotta help you already, motherfucker.
I mean, I can't. I don't feel confident in either guy. to be quite frank, to play him enough for cash. So I'll be looking elsewhere personally. But I'd like to hear differing opinions on that.
All right, so I don't disagree with you. Don't play him in cash. Too low level for it. Before the Khan, the Khan Offaly fight, I would have had a lot of money on Fletcher on this fight. That was a weird fight. I just don't think he just didn't perform well. Looking at their tape, I think Fletcher's better. He's got more grappling upside, which I like on the regional scene. Cage Warriors is a legit promotion. I know he's got a loss to Dominique Wooding. It's not a terrible loss. I think he's better all around. He's got the grappling upside. He's who I favor here, especially at minus 300. I think I need to take a little bit bigger of a stand on this fight. My gut reaction was like 45%, 20% Fletcher Ramasco. Like I want to get down on this fight a little bit. This is a curtain jerker I do like, but I can't believe they get down in this fight and then jerker. It was in a sentence.
Nice. Well
not
done.
Doing well. So I am on the Fletcher side. I probably back off a little. I would have been a stronger take if I didn't watch Fletcher in that performance on Tough. That was not a good one. Did not look good. So backing off a little bit. We'll see what happens here. It's hard to have a super strong opinion, but I'm a little bit stronger than I think this fight needs to be in your lineups. All right, let's go back, scroll down, and let's talk about Andrade. I knocked myself out on Dude's Hips Petroski, taking on Dylan Buka. Dylan, I gassed out after one round of wrestling Buka. It's a weird-ass fight, man. It's just weird. As you see, Petroski is currently a minus 250 favorite. The comeback on Buka is plus 210. Your salaries right now, Petroski's 9,300. Buka is 6,900. Are you paying up, Monk?
I don't know. I will a little bit because this is another good GPP fight. Even though it's inside, the ITD is plus 125. I think this is a decent fight to target. I am a bit hesitant to pay 9,300 on Petroski because he's one of these guys I simply can't trust. You cannot trust him. Look, when he first came to the UFC, everybody says he's got cardio issues, and then he puts up a couple of round 3 finishes, which is kind of goes the opposite of that. I know he was huffing and puffing, but still great when all people are talking about is your cardio, and then you put up some round 3 finishes. I'm on board with that. Then he gets KO'd immediately by Padilla. Then he gets knocked out by a hip, like you said, by Malkoun. I don't know who's going to show up for Petroski. Or then he fights Josh Fremd, goes all 15 minutes, lands 12 strikes, and scores 76 points. So this could be just an awful fight, but I really think Buka is going to bring a style that's going to find a finish for either him or for Petroski. So again, speaking of guys that don't land strikes, Buka landed 1 strike in 7 minutes against Almeida, but still scored 27
gotta
points.
Forgive him though, because he wanted no part of.
No, yeah, exactly.
Fight,
He still scored 27 points with 3 takedowns and 81.5% control time over 7 minutes. So I'm playing Buka in GPPs because he could finish in the first round. That's what I'm going for here. If this goes out of the first round, I'm going to want to have Petroski because Budka's probably going to get killed. So I'm playing both sides, probably a little bit over of what the plus 125 ITD would tell me that other people are going to be at.
Right. I did not look at that. Shame on me. Let's pull up the prop bets. Fight ends at the distance, like you said, plus 125. I agree it's a little bit better of a fight because of the grappling that Petroski is going, I think, to use here. Look, if Buka can't offensively grapple for more than a round, going to try and defensively grapple. Petroski is going to shoot. I like Petroski a bunch. Now, granted, and we saw that side of Buka because he doesn't want to strike against Almeida because he'll fucking get hurt. He's a better striker than Petroski, but Petroski's seen I just got to wrestle, and this dude's going to be in trouble. So I think this dude is in trouble. Give me Andre Petroski. I think he's got a ton of upside here. I don't think Buka is terribly live. I'll keep him in the mix in GPPs for the exact reason you mentioned, but I am pretty strongly on the Petroski's guy. Buka, not one of my preferred dogs of the card. Let's move on. Let's talk about Jacqueline Amarim. Again, somebody who I'm interested to see what you say. I think Vanessa Demopolis is going to be a little bit popular in terms of dog picks this week. Big odds. Amarim's currently minus 300, and I'm right in that she opened at like minus 400. And whereas the odds have come down from plus 300 on Demopolis to plus 250 in terms of inside the distance, fight goes to decision is minus 190. You can make a fine argument for playing Demopolis as a cash game punt. I think that's totally viable. your DraftKings salaries right now. Amarim is 9,100. Demopolis is 7,100. Monk, what do you got for a breakdown?
Demopolis is a decent cash game punt. I would agree, because people are looking for these super cheap fighters, because we've got a $9,900 fighter that's intriguing, 94, 93 that we
The
just
problem though is just pay $100 more and you get somebody way better.
Sure. Well, it depends on what your lineup looks like. If you're trying to get Durden and Dolgarian, you might need both of them, but because that's kind of what I built earlier. But yeah, give me I like a little bit of Demopolis here. Look, she's probably too tough for her own good, which means I don't think that Amarim's going to get a finish. And if Amarim's not going to get a finish, I don't think Amarim's going to score well and pay off that salary. So I mean, against Montserrat Ruiz, where she had a 68-inch reach advantage, yeah, she landed 6.3 strikes a minute. But against like Sam Hughes, she landed less than 1 strike a minute. The fight against McKenna didn't last long, but she landed less than 2 strikes a minute there. So I'm not expecting a ton of volume, maybe some grappling, but I'm also expecting the winner to score like 70 or 80 points. If that's Amarim, that's a big problem at 9,100. If it's Vanessa, that's damn good and possibly optimal at 7,100. So I will have some Vanessa cash punts. And I'm probably just going to avoid Amarim. I just think Vanessa's too tough. Has yet to be finished. Doesn't mean it's not going to happen here, but I think she's extremely tough, and I don't see an early finish here.
Yeah, neither do I, but I can put a bow on this by saying I don't like either side of this fight for DraftKings. Yeah. I just play Andrade. I'll make an argument later for Chris Padilla. We can talk about that. I like those two way more. I could even argue, even though I'm picking against them, I can make an argument for Yi Jia ahead of Vanessa Demopolis, both in terms of floor and upside. Like, maybe not so much the floor. It's probably getting a little crazy. I don't like Demopolis in this fight. I think Amarim is better. I don't think we're going to see a ton of scoring. We just should see the scorecards here. I know the line keeps chugging her way. If it keeps moving and all of a sudden we're looking at plus 150, all right, you probably have odds value beating me into submission. But I'm on the Amarim side and overall pretty much just avoiding this fight. All right, let's move on and let's talk. Oh, fight I just mentioned, Gabriel Santos and Yi Jia. He's Asian, guys. Which one's first? When do I keep it together? Wei Li, Zhang Wei Li,
Zhang Wei Li, Jingling Li.
Fucking the leech. That one's easy. That's just the leech. All right, Gabriel Santos, Yi. Odds on Santos right now, minus 260. Comeback on Yi Jia is plus 220. Your current DraftKings salaries. I had it. I swear to God, I had it. It's gone. It disappeared on me. There we go. Santos is 8,800. Yi Jia is 7,400. Scroll down. Let's take a look at our odds inside the distance. 50-50 to go to the scorecards. Monk, what do you got for this one?
This one looks okay on paper. Better from the Santos side for sure. He's a bit, higher volume for sure. Has 7 takedowns in his 2 UFC fights, which you love to see, and some decent control time as well. So he's doing it from all over. He's also getting outstruck pretty terribly. So that is one thing I am worried about. However, Yi Jia against oh man, you're getting me sick. Against Zhang Young Li only landed 1.6 strikes a minute. If he would have won that split decision, would have ended up with just 82 points. So I think I'll just be a little bit on both sides here. I don't have a strong opinion. I am going to pick Santos. I do think 8,900 is probably a bit high, but if he finds a finish, it's probably going to pay off as well. And also going against David Onama and Lerone Murphy, he might be 0-2, but those 2 names are really damn good to start off your UFC career. So hopefully he gets it done here. I think, or I guess 8,800, not 89. Like I said, 8,800 would be, could be a decent salary this week to pay something off. I don't know how much his ownership is going to be, so be sure to check out DFS Army for that. I think that's going to be super important because there's a lot of good fighters around Santos, and I can't tell if Santos is going to go slightly overlooked or if he's going to be pretty heavy this week. So either way, I like him, and I'll play a little bit of Yi Jia in GPPs, but I'm probably not touching this in cash.
So definitely not a cash game fight. Not even a heavy exposure fight. What's interesting is Yija is one of 2 road to UFC champs fighting on the card. You got Yija, and Rong Zhu. No, I didn't sneeze. It was terrible. It was awful. Send me comments. I don't care. But they're both pretty similar in that I don't think they look great in the road to UFC. We'll talk more about Rong Zhu later because he's a favorite. Look, Yija's got 60% takedown defense. Gabriel Santos, even his losses, is getting takedowns against decent competition. I'm on the favorite here. Not my favorite fight to target, but again, in terms of 8,800, I probably like him more than Natalia Silva, more than Rong Zhu, more than Amarim.
I agree.
So I got to play him a little bit. So I'm on Santos for that reason. He is the pick. And he's got some grappling upside in this one. So that is where I am going to go.
Love it.
Let's move on and let's talk about Andre. I'm a psychopath. I got a tattoo of where a guy once bit me. Lima, that needs to be his nickname, against Felipe dos Santos. The Bite King is minus 170. The comeback on dos Santos is plus 145. Looking at our prop bets here, fight goes to decision is minus 200. So not one you immediately think slam in GPPs. And your DraftKings salaries right now. Andre Lima. I almost read Natalia Silva's salary, which would not have been right. 8,500 for Lima, 7,700 for Felipe dos Santos. I think we're in a little bit of a sleepy stretch on the card. There's a few fights early I want to target, a few fight lates I want to target, some in the middle here that are like, all right, I guess from the West Coast, it's the perfect time to go get dinner. Here on the East Coast, in bed eating ice cream, going, fucking get to the good ones. It's late, and I'm old. This is bullshit. Monk, how you attacking this fight?
I am not attacking this fight. This is one I'm probably going to be very low on.
Yep, agreed.
Andre Lima, he put up, I guess, almost 90 against Igor Severino, but he won a fight against newcomer Mitch Raposo. 50 points in that win is all he did. Not really looking forward to that. Felipe dos Santos beat Victor Altamirano, scored 51 points in that win. So would have scored 70 if he got the decision win over Manel Kopp, where he did land 6.6 strikes a minute, but that's about all he did. He got knocked down, got outstruck as well. So both these guys getting outstruck. Lima didn't get outstruck in the Raposo fight, but again, 50 points. So yeah, I think this one goes to decision. I got to see more from both of these guys, and there's other options I am going to be looking at. So I'm fading both. The prices aren't terrible at 85 and 77, but they're not great either.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't have a ton to add to this fight. I think Lima's better. I think there are better fights to target. Flyweight strike.
I'll pick Lima.
Yeah, a couple flyweight strikers, and let's move on about our day here. I think Lima wins, but not a great one to target. And if it burns me, it burns me. At least I got NFL on Sunday to waste more money on. But really, I'm going to be taking the profits from this card and dumping it into NFL.
Exactly.
All right, let's talk about the man of the hour, the man, the myth, the legend, the $9,900 fighter, Isaac Dulgarian, taking on Brendan Morat. If Brendan Morat follows DraftKings, he's got to feel bad about this, or even just odds. He's got a pulse. Dulgarian is minus 3,000.
He's about to close the biggest UFC favorite basically in history.
Morat is plus 1,300. Let's look at some prop bets here because these are fun. Fight under 1.5 rounds, minus 325. Dulgarian wins by KO is minus 190. Yeah. Thought we had Dulgarian inside round 1. Thought I saw that prop somewhere. Dulgarian inside the distance is minus 1,500.
Wow.
That's among the one.
Why is this fight happening?
Dulgarian wins in round 1, minus 182. Oh, man. Dulgarian's 9,900. Morat is 6,300. Oh. I flipped my star ratings around on DFS Army cheat sheets. I had Morat as 5 stars and Dulgarian as 1. But Morat was listed as fade. Somebody's reading that going, something's not right. And all the other notes there, you would know what the fuck to do. So I fixed it, though. Nice. Monk, what do you got for the in-depth analysis here?
Look, usually I would say you can't afford 9,900. This is crazy. Why are we doing this? But he's fighting Brendan Morat. So I think you should play Isaac Dolgarian in all formats.
Yep.
Quite honestly, like this dude lost to McKinney. Like who's Brendan Morat beating? 0-0, 0-0, 0-1, 0-1, 5-8. Lost to a 5-1 guy. Beats an 8-4 guy. 3-1, 11-20 is the guy he fought directly before he made it into the UFC. I don't think this kid is good. He fights out of New England Cartel. They can't fucking wrestle. And Isaac Dolgarian is going to just rinse this guy. I don't care if it's whether it goes first round, second round, third round. We might, if the longer this goes, we could see like he might set some takedown record or something. You know what I mean? My point is, I think we're going to pay off this salary. I think we have a good chance at paying off this salary no matter how it ends. So, yeah, I'm not playing Morat at all. He shouldn't be here. Isaac Dolgarian looked great. I'm playing him, man. I'm playing him.
Yeah, there's every chance he doesn't pay off, but I think he's going to win. I think I'm going to go for it. I got enough other dogs I like. We'll get to a few of them in a bit. You want to fade him and go for game theory, go under? Sure. I'm full fading Morat. I'm getting Dolgarian in cash. I'll play an extra dog or two. It hurts my Petroski ownership a little bit, who I think he's got some upside, but that actually gets helped because I was going to play Span too. So a lot of my Span ownership just goes to Petroski.
Yeah.
Like it really goes Dolgarian 99, Petroski 93, and then you don't want to play either the women at 9K, really. Not a lot of them anyway. You can argue Silva, but we'll get there. Play these two guys and mix in some dogs and some mid-range and move on about your day. I think Dolgarian smashes, takedowns. Morat can't wrestle. It just if he loses, something's up. Something's up. So
yeah,
I'm not gonna overanalyze this one. Play Dolgarian where you can. All right, let's go to the main card. Let's talk Zhu Rong, Chris Padilla. Zhu Rong's a minus 235 favorite, but he's come down from minus 290. Chris Padilla opened at wow, that's weird. The line has come down on open at minus 210. Money's going on the side of Wrong, huh? That's weird.
That's crazy.
A little bit backwards. Wrong shoes minus 235. Padilla's plus 200 to simplify things. Your prop bets. The fight ends inside the distance, minus 180. So it's an okay one to target for GPPs. Looking at a probable finish according to the odds makers. Wrong shoes 8,900. Chris Padilla is 7,300. I know Monk, I said was going to go first for all of them, but I'm going to take this one because this one is my kill shot. It's unless I'm always going to claim it. I'm gonna yell sick and take this one from you.
I'll take one later. Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, I had a backup too. So, but I like Padilla. Rongju is back in the UFC for a second stint after winning the road to UFC in his second try. It took him 2 tries to win that. Really wasn't super impressive last time out. And Padilla got a short notice win against James Lillentop, who also sucks, by the way. But I don't think we really know how good Chris Padilla is. He didn't look great on the regional scene, but I know he'll go for grapple. I know Wrong can be taken down. I know Wrong is a fraud. I don't see any reason why I'm not taking dog shots on Chris Padilla. People are laying wood for Wrong Zhu, who, like I said, second time in the UFC after 2 tries to win road to UFC where he was not that impressive. He wasn't storming through people. Got a hole in his game that I know Padilla can take advantage of. Is Padilla great? No. Are the odds too good for me to not take a shot on him here? Absolutely. I put a half unit bet down on Padilla to win. I think at the time it was a little over a unit at plus 200. I just think the odds are wrong here. So I'll be playing Chris Padilla. I think he's a fine cash game punt. Even if he doesn't have the best floor with those finish odds, I still like the price. It's my second cash game punt. The other one's Andrade, hint, hint. We'll get there later. A little bit better of a floor, but I like the price on Padilla as well. And Wrong will not be right for me. Monk, what you got?
There you go. Yeah, I agree. I don't have much to add. I like the Padilla side. Look, he already shook off the UFC debut jitters with the huge upset over Yamasyan.
That was crazy.
Yeah, it was.
Dantak, however the fuck you say his name.
Right, yeah, Wrong Zhu. He beat Brandon freaking Jenkins. That's like beating Brendan Morat. Who gives a shit? He also lost to Kazula Vargas. So yeah, I don't really want to pay. And you're asking me to pay how much? $8,900. No, thank you. You ruined my my joke. But yeah, if playing wrong is wrong, then I'd like to be right. So yeah, give me Taco Padilla for sure.
I'm here to ruin jokes. That's what I do.
I appreciate it.
I gotta be honest, feel good about it. Now, I wish Monk was here for this.
I am.
Not Monk. Sorry, I wish Geek was here for this. Sorry, Geek. Monk, I wish Geek was here for this.
Which
Trevor Peak against Yanal Ashmuz.
Good God.
You know what I'm getting at? So
What a
this
shit
is a tough
show.
one in that. So Peak is minus 135. Ashmuz is plus 115. I'm going to do my whole intro first. Fight goes to decision, minus 125, about 50-50 to see a finish here. And your DraftKings salaries, as you would expect, this is the mid-range fight. Peak is 8,200. Ashmuz is 8,000. And Monk, can you believe it? They found somebody in the UFC that Snipe, who shit all over Peak, has been doing victory laps. Everybody's been playing him, rubbed it in Geek's face. Told him, what are you doing playing this guy? I'm picking Trevor Peak this week. Can you believe it?
Dude, it sucks. You have to. You have to. Like, who watches Yanal Ajmuz and is like, yeah, I want this guy in my lineup.
Although, did you see the picture of him going around?
Yeah.
From his fight camp?
Yeah,
but he looks a little bit like Ludovic Klein at the moment. He is juiced.
He does. I don't know if he has the skills of Ludovic Klein, though. Klein is also very skilled.
What do you mean you don't know?
I guess I'll find out for sure.
I have to kick you off this podcast. There's no way he's got the skills of Ludovic Klein.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Trevor Peak, man. I mean, Captain fucking Hammerfist. This dude is, yeah, it's fun to watch, I guess, if you're into no technique. Like if you like watching, what's the street beefs? If you like watching street beefs, you like watching Trevor Peak fight. So hey, and I'm not slamming it. I like a good street beef every now and then, like the rest of us. But yeah, I'm picking Trevor Peak. I don't have a lot to say here. Look, you can't give Ajmuz a ton of shit because in his last fight he did break his hand in the very first round and then just let it hang there. And then Chris Duncan just didn't finish the fight. I don't know what was happening there. Other guys have broken their hand and have still thrown it, but I'm not going to crash or give Ajmuz shit about that. And then he got it done in the first round against Sam Patterson. So I can't give him a ton of shit. He's no Brendan Morat. Okay. I'm not Morat's way worse. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
But I think this is a pretty even fight, which is to say low level, high variance. I'm picking Trevor Peak, even though I think he's comically bad. And this fight is like, it's like watching The Office when Michael does something bad. It's like almost so cringy you can't watch it, but I will do my best to watch the whole thing.
So stylistically, I'm going to add two things to this. One, DraftKings wise, it's a slam dunk play fight for GPPs.
Yeah,
like just play both sides near every one of your lineups. I'd probably say 90% minimum. I could argue all 100%.
Which sucks,
like,
but you're right. Yeah.
Like just go for it. In terms of pick, I'm on the Trevor Peak side because I think that forward pressure, even though it's sloppy and gross, I think that's going to wear on Yanal Ashmuz. I don't think he's got the footwork to deal with it. Could he land a big shot and put out Peak? Maybe. But Peak has shown he's pretty tough. I just think the forward pressure is going to wear down Yanal Ashmuz, and that's where the actual pick comes from. I don't think he's as tough as Shepe, who beat Peak, obviously. Shepe's looked real good. I just think stylistically they found a fight for him. So, like, a close fight. I'm not saying I don't touch this in fucking cash. And when I say all in, like, if I decide to go an aggressive stand on this, I'll go 65-35 Peak, but it's probably closer to like 60-40 Peak.
Oh, geez.
55-45? I don't know. I'm more on the Peak side, and I'm playing it in. Probably going to build 20 lineups this week. I don't think it's a 150 week for me, especially with NFL and not a great card. Saving something for
we have next week. Greatest ever fight fight event that's ever taken place in combat sports next week.
No, I've been talking people out of going to that card.
Going? How? You know Bill Gates or some shit? Who can afford to go to this?
Somebody on Twitter. I mean, really, it's been 3 people. Two friends at home who I'm not going to give up their personal information. Don't really play a ton of DFS.
We're going to dox them right now.
and one is Shrek, who's an MMA player on the MMA Twitter sphere, who's floating around, who was kind of floated out the question. Everybody, hey, should I go? Thinking about it.
I mean, if you got $3,000, then sure.
Yeah, he's a high roller player, so he's got plenty of cash. But he also, awesome. When you're that high level of a player, you get comped a lot of stuff. And I was like, on your own dime, don't go for that shit. Look for comps.
Yeah,
you gotta look for comps.
True,
is what I would do. But anyway, so for this card, 20 lineups. What am I going to go? 14, yeah, 13, 14 peaks, 6 Esh moves. Okay,
sure.
You want to be a little. If I really had to bitch out, it'd be somewhere in the area of 10, 8, and 2 with none. I'm going to be somewhere in that ballpark. I am going to play cash this week because I actually like the cash build, so that'll probably be more of my exposure this week. And I've given away a bunch of nuggets already.
There you go.
Matt Schnell, Cody Durden, new fight. Let's talk about it. Schnell is plus 265. Durden is minus 315 as a replacement fighter. Not all the props are up yet. Minus 285. Under 2.5 rounds is minus 185. Meaning fight ends in the distance will be minus 215 to 225, somewhere in there when it gets posted. So expected to see a finish here. Durden on short notice. He's 9,400. Schnell is 6,700. Monk, what you got?
Yeah, I'm expected. Well, it's good that DraftKings guaranteed one of these guys going on the optimal lineup by making these unnatural salaries now. So that's always nice. It's like an 80-90% rate at this point when the salaries don't add up properly. Why didn't they make Cody Durden 95?
That's weird.
Even by 100, yeah. Why didn't they make Cody Durden 9,500? I will never understand.
I hope there's some weird guy who follows you who just wants to piss you off.
Yeah, exactly.
One of your, you've got some followers, but not a ton. But it'd be funny if just one of them is just DraftKings on the game committee going, I'm gonna fuck with Monk. Can't wait to see his tweets.
Well, it works for me because I'm saving 100 so I can get some of those more expensive guys in because I want Cody Durden in my lineup. Yeah, he's lost 2 in a row. But Matt Schnell's lost like 14 in a row, something like that. No, he beat Medarji 3 fights ago, but he's 1-4 against decent opponents. Don't get me wrong, but this dude's chin is just not holding up. Let's see, 4 knockdowns in his past 3 fights is what he's allowed. Cody Durden should be able to wrestle, should be able to get him down, and hopefully ground and pound / submission relatively early in this one. So 9,400, I'm probably going to pay it. When Durden wins, he generally scores pretty well. Not all of his fights, but in a few of them. So yeah, I just don't trust Matt Schnell. Now, could this be another Sue Medarji like battle back from who knows what? Yeah, maybe. So he's not, again, not to hate on Brendan Morat. He's no Brendan Morat. I will have a little bit of Schnell in GPP for like a punt, but I like Durden.
Look, I like Durden too, even on short notice. Schnell is chinny. Likes to hunt for subs up, likes to get taken down, hunts for subs off his back. Durden likes to take you down, is relentless, terrible matchup. Give me Durden. Moving on. So I forgot about Durden. That actually is going to hurt a little bit of my Petroski ownership. At the top end, you make me pick between Dulgarian, Petroski, and Durden for cash games. This is going for you, Monk. Let's rank those 3 for cash games. It's Dulgarian 1 still, even with the price, right? Price included.
Yep.
Then it's Petroski or Durden. Who's your 2?
I think it's Durden, honestly. Who do you trust? Well, I can't with Petroski. I don't. This dude got knocked out by a hip.
Durden is more trustworthy.
Slightly. And I don't know what that says about Durden, but I know what it says about Petroski.
So there we go. All right, let's talk another fun one for GPPs. Kyle Nelson, Steve Garcia. Steve Garcia is just fun. He's Trevor Peak with a little more talent.
With some, exactly. With some more technical ability.
Nelson is plus 156. The comeback on Garcia is minus 185. Looks like the money's moving towards Nelson just a little bit, which I kind of get. Felt a little wide, and Nelson looked really good last time out. DraftKings salary, Steve Garcia is 8,600. Nelson is 7,600. The one thing we did not check is the one thing for GPPs you need to check. It's minus 600 to end inside the distance. Yeah, buddy. Let's target this one. This is also a damn near all-in fight. Monk, who you got?
Yeah, damn near all in. I favor Steve Garcia slightly, but honestly, Kyle Nelson, I don't know what the hell this dude, I don't know if it happens to coincide with post USADA. I don't know what's going on here, but he's on a 3-fight tear. And in his last one, he put up 105 points, which is absolutely ridiculous for a guy that follows, stats like me. Kyle Nelson generally does not put up triple digits. Generally, you can't even count on him for a win, but here we are 3 in a row against a guy who I really like in Fernando Padilla, and then Bill Algeo, who's a semi-tough veteran as well. Steve Garcia is on a four-fight win streak, triple digits in 2 of them, smashed Chase Hooper to the effect of 132 points. His only L in his past 5 is to Mahashate, who is a gigantic, powerful lightweight or featherweight here. Or no, that was at lightweight. He's a lightweight. Since then, I mean, Steve's had 2 fights, it looks like, in featherweight. I don't even know if this is accurate, in 2 fights at lightweight. I just like Steve Garcia a little bit. This is definitely a semi all-in GPP, but I think I'm more on the Garcia side. Nelson, I got to see another triple digit before I'm like 105 points. I got to throw him in my lineup. That is what we call recency bias, my friends. Now, it could definitely happen. Steve Garcia seems like a killer be killed guy, where Nelson is a little bit more, where Nelson is a little bit more durable, I guess is probably not the right word, but I think you know what I mean. Either way, I'm going to go with Garcia. Man, the only thing that's making me not go all in on this one is if this doesn't end in the first round, if this goes to decision somehow, what does that look like as far as scoring? So
somehow, but it's also minus 180 to end under 1.5 rounds.
Yeah, that's true.
It's hard to see it. Look, lots of volume, but both guys throw a decent amount of volume, don't they? Like,
I mean, Nelson threw 8 strikes a minute in his last one, 5.5, 4. Yeah, both guys are throwing volume for sure. So they get hit a lot as well.
I expect both are hittable, both throw volume. Think it's fun. I agree with you. I think Garcia is the better play. Garcia is a core tournament play for me, 8,600. Attractive mid-salary range fight. I'm all about it. I'm on the Steve Garcia side. I do think he's a little better. I got to see one more from Nelson as well. Said it very well. Agree. Just want to reiterate, play this fight. Just play this fight. Should be a fun one. All right, let's talk Jessica Andrade taking on Natalia Cristina da Silva. Just Natalia Silva. Wild line movement. Natalia Silva has gone from minus 170 to minus 315. Bet online a little bit more. You know what? This is just an error open. Closer here too. Regardless, the money's coming in on Silva, who's minus 315 now. Andrade is plus 265. But fight goes to decision, minus 150. Decent little floor there. The over 2.5 rounds is minus 175. Over 1.5 rounds, minus 325. Building my cash game Andrade statement already. If you can't hear it in the odds I'm giving out. Silva is 9,000. Andrade is 7,200. Monk, who are you playing?
Yeah, man, this is pretty easy for me. You already made your kill shot. Andrade will be mine.
This was my backup too. So really combined, we both picked 2.
Exactly. Yeah, and they were the same too. Look, man, I get why people are putting money on Silva. I mean, she's a minus 300, minus 350, minus 900, all these blah, 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 blah. But who's she fighting? I mean, she put up triple digits against Victoria Leonardo, who just got smashed by Wang Kong last week.
Something called a Wang Kong.
Yeah,
like a horror movie.
She is fucking awesome. That was awesome. I'm looking forward to her next performance. Absolutely.
Wasn't as awesome as the Contender Series fight on Tuesday.
I don't know. It was her post-fight speech was pretty good.
Did you see the Tuesday night?
Yeah, it was nice, but it like
whenever you see a woman go stiff like that, it's a thing.
She kind of like she like flew her face right into it. Like it was a super sloppy, like, yeah, it looked good.
But, you are not shooting a takedown.
I'm surprised she wasn't named as the all-time pound for pound women's best knockout ever by Dana White on the fucking spot. the way he was reacting. Like, Jesus Christ, man. Way to make us think that. Is he trying to make us think that, like, the Contender Series is like, these guys are the best of the best, the cream of the fucking crop? Anyways,
You got
I
to
don't
sell
know
your shit.
how
Come
I
on, you got
got
to
on
sell the
that shit.
product. You got to.
Yeah, I like anyways, I like Andrade. Like, Silva's been on this run, but Andrade has just come off of 2 in a row from beating Dern and Marina Rodriguez. She lost to Tatiana Suarez. She lost to Yan Xiaonan and Aaron Blanchfield. All 3 of these women basically are like fighting or have just fought for a title. And when Andrade wins, she's not scoring 58 points like Silva did against Lee. She's not scoring 50 points like Natalia Silva did against Araujo. She's scoring 130 fucking points, 120 points time and time again. I'm absolutely playing Andrade. I'm not touching Silva. I might have 0% Natalia Silva. If she finishes Andrade early, then I'll eat that. That's fine. But I think my hot take is I'm not playing Silva.
Yeah, I mean, that's aggressive. I don't think I'm that far on it, but I'm with you. Silva, Andrade seems to be back on form. Good dog price, like the cash pun, like I mentioned. You know, I'm not expecting a grappling heavy approach from either side. Should be striking. Give me a Jessica Andrade in that type of fight. It's a big step up. Got to show me. I'm not paying 9,000, so I'm with you. I'm on the Andrade side for this fight. Not
The
not,
shitty
not
part
a whole lot.
is she's going to be 60% owned. That's the shitty part.
Yeah, well, no, I don't think she'll be like 40. She'll be 40.
It's going to be a lot.
Yeah. All right, let's talk main event. If you didn't already, smash the like button. Let's talk Gilbert Burns versus Sean Brady. Brady's the favorite, minus 180. Burns comeback is plus 155. Let's go down. Let's look at your prop bets here. Fight goes to decision, 50-50. Basically, depending on the book you're at, minus 120 one side, minus 110 another. 50-50 to see the judges' scorecards. Your DraftKings salaries. Brady's 8,700. Burns is 7,500. Monk, break down the main event.
I like this main event. I think it's fine for GPPs, and I think it's fine for cash too. In fact, I think this is a cash stack viable option this week. The only way you're going to get burned, no pun intended, is if Sean Brady comes out here and absolutely smashes Burns early, which I don't really.
Nobody say fraud check to Sean Brady. He'll get very upset.
Yeah, well, for good reason. I would too if I was him. To be quite honest, like, what is this guy? Yeah. What's this guy got to do?
A fraud check by the champion? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, you're right, but you seem mad.
He is right. He is right. Twitter is a cesspool, but at the same time, Sean, don't log in, brother. Just don't do it. Yeah. And if people are telling you what's going on, get those people out of your life, man. You don't need that shit. I like both of these guys, to be honest. I don't like that Burns. Well, not that I don't like. It does concern me that Burns is 38 years old. As a welterweight, that is getting a little bit older, but his only losses in his last 5 are to Hamzat Bilal and Jack Della. The Jack Della fight was extremely close till he got finished there at the end. I think Burns has what it takes to finish an up-and-comer like Brady, but I also think Brady has what it takes to finish a guy like Burns. So honestly, I don't know what's going to happen. I like the cash stack option, because if this goes all 5, I mean, we might see like 180 points out of this fucking fight. So I like the stack. The salaries are such that it's not going to break you. At 87 and 75, that's decent. If I had to play one side, I probably would choose Brady because I'm picking him to win. And I think that even if he can't hold Burns down, which I don't expect him to be able to, we could see rinse and repeat takedowns, 5 points a shot. That's fantastic as well. Better than a bunch of control time, to be honest. So I slightly lean Brady, but I am going to be playing both in DraftKings this week.
I'm with you. Stack it up in cash games. Like it. His losses age great. Look, Gilbert Burns looked okay against Jack Della Maddalena, and then he got fucking flatlined.
Yeah.
The problem is Brady can wrestle. I don't think he's going to get caught in the sub. He's going to be better on the. I think he's still better on the feet. That is, I guess, where I think Brady's the better boxer. But the problem is Bilal pieced him the fuck up, and Burns isn't bad, but Burns isn't a striker either. I think when they go to wrestle or grapple, I think Brady's wrestling is going to be the dominant discipline here. I think he wins. I don't think it's an all-in fight. There's a few other ones we've already talked about that are better to target both sides up. There's plenty of opportunities for a medium type of scoring fight.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on the Brady side as well. He is the pick, my preferred play. If I'm running 20 lineups, I'm probably playing 10 Sean Brady.
I'll say 8 to 10. Yeah.
4 to 5 Gilbert Burns is what I'm thinking right now.
That sounds good in my
I'm
head
not getting
too.
it overexposed here, but Sean Brady for me is the preferred play. All right, let me set myself up real quick. We'll go back to the big old talking heads, and we got to go kill shots. Killshot, if you are not familiar, it is an under-owned play that should help you win tournaments. And you know what? I think we both need to put our heads together. I don't think Andrade counts. I think Andrade is too chalky. I think
you're right.
I think she's going to be too chalky. So typically an underdog, you can go a different type of favorite play. But where can we get different to help everybody win a tournament? If you didn't already, smash the like button while I'll stall for a second because I did call Chris Padilla earlier, taking on Wrong Zhu. Assuming we were both going to have Andrade as the backup. Let me.
I've got one. You're not going to like it.
You're going to say Demopolis?
Yeah.
God.
Dude, she wins split decisions, bro.
But she could win that and still not get there. But
yeah, that's true. I mean, she's only 7,100 though.
I guess I would.
I mean, you could go Buka, but
true. I would almost say, listen, it's not always an underdog. I would say I would go like Nathan Fletcher. I think it's going to be under-owned and can help you get different in the mid-range. 8,300 is not breaking the bank.
That would have been OSP.
Oh, really? I would have been on Span. Don't do this shit.
One more Von Flu choke before he fucking retires.
So officially though, I'm gonna go Padilla, and Monk is going with Vanessa Demopolis.
There we go.
My backup for anybody curious, I would have broken the loose rules and gone Nathan Fletcher as my secondary pick. We got UFC Vegas 97, Brady and Burns, just about 45 minutes. Monk, you got anything before we get the fuck out of here?
That's it, man. I'm looking forward to this card. Very glad to have fights back.
Yes.
Very
fights in football.
Marab next week, baby. Oh my god, I'm so effing excited. The No J card, only 10 fights, but man, I'm gonna be making the best of it up here. So I'm really looking forward to it, man.
Should be a good time. If you don't already, go follow Monk on the X machine. Monk MMA Addicts. Monk Maddox. Mixing the MMA in there somewhere.
There we go.
Follow me. I'm at sniperwins. Go check it out. More importantly, go to join us in DFS Army. Links in the description down below. We'll see you in there. We'll make tons of money, tons of stuff tracked, tons of plays, cheat sheet, tools. At the very end of the video, if you're still here, football starting. Everybody, go watch the game if you're not already. I just watched. You saw me looking down earlier. I just watched Emma Navarro got knocked out of the U.S. Open, but U.S. Open is rolling right now. The Americans playing fantastic, nice little runs. So big weekend of sports. Let's keep it rolling for Vegas 97. Good luck. We'll see you next time.